Hi, my name is Katie McGarry, and I'm a young adult author for Harlequin Teen, which is really weird to say because my first book does not come out until April of 2012, which is almost a year away. It's called Pushing the Limits. Today I'm going to discuss critique partners and beta readers. The reason I'm doing that is I have just received all of my critiques from my beta readers for my book 2, which is still in my grubby little hands. This has yet to be read by an agent or my editor. I think it's very important to have critique partners and beta readers. Not to say you can't write a novel without them. I think that it's just something very invaluable that you should have. What you want is a very honest, possibly blunt, critique partners and beta readers. Someone who is going to tell you when something works and tells you when something doesn't work, to tell you if your character is being off, to tell you if there's a plot hole, to tell you that you used the wrong conjunction or I don't know, maybe they just flat out hate your character. These are all things that's kind of nice to know before you hand it to somebody within the industry. Great news for me is my critique partners absolutely loved my second book. But don't get me wrong, I have a lot of work ahead of me over the next couple of weeks. They hit on some really good issues, they hit on some really good points, but nothing that really frightens me except for one thing. But we'll get to that in a second. I want to say the first thing you should do when you have a really good critique partner is when they hand you stuff, smile and say thank you. And the second thing you should do is, of course, go home and open it up and read through it and get all excited, all the yay parts, and then take a deep breath when you see all the other parts. You then put it away. You walk away from it, and then in a few days you open it back up. At that part you begin the really hard work of assessing what is really great advice for your story. And you don't want to say that it's bad advice. There just may be advice that's not exactly great for your story, and you have to figure out as a writer which one that is. Is this piece of advice great for me, or is it just not for my story? Now, I'm a very fast-paced writer. I don't do slow, and anybody who knows me knows that I like a very fast-paced story. And in the second story, I'm writing a character who's a very all or nothing character, but she makes a lot of mistakes along the way. She's somebody that you absolutely want to love, but because of the mistakes that she makes, because of who she is, she sometimes runs the risk of alienating the reader, and it was a very difficult line for me to walk as I wrote her, to make sure that you know, she could make her mistakes and my readers still love her. And the great news is overall, all of my readers absolutely loved her and loved the story, except for one person with one scene. And with that one person in one scene, she felt the pacing was off, and then she also felt like I took my character just a little bit too far. So I went to my other beta readers, which is awesome. Why you should have other beta readers, just so you can take a look and see what they had to say. And all three of them were like, no, loved it, don't worry about it, not an issue. But it is an issue for me. I'm a perfectionist, and if she says that there's something wrong, maybe there's not something wrong, but it makes me want to take a look at the scene a little bit harder, which I'm going to do this afternoon. The struggle is going to be, can I rewrite the scene to possibly pick up the pace? Can I rewrite the scene to do what I need it to do, but keep Beth from alienating my readers? And the question also is, can I do that in such a way that I don't alienate my other 3 critique partners who didn't have a problem with the scene? So if you are someone who's ever had a great beta reader, or you've ever been in that position where you have to take a look and walk that line as you're rewriting, hey, send me a comment, send me an email, and maybe I'll do this whole blogging, vlogging thing again. Thanks.